we're gonna mimic as much as possible a lot of the physiological attributes of your game. Okay, you guys are doing 3 phases, 3 different drills that are set up. Each drill is 8 minutes long. We are tracking each set for each player. The goal here, guys, is to win. Okay, at the end of the day, okay, whoever has the most sets per phase wins. So what you'd have is you'd actually start with a bear crawl, and you would do 5 push-ups every 5 yards with a bear crawl in between. And then you would push the 70-pound tire all the way back 20 yards to the starting line, and then you'd actually sprint, and then you would carry 180 pounds of tires 20 yards back, full speed back then. We're staying in a quarter squat position, so it's a sustained isometric hold in your legs, and that's all core, and we're really jabbing, so we're getting this kind of viral effect going back and forth, but just honestly punching, whether it's a stiff arm, whether you're breaking a tackle, or even going into a tackle and being able to have that clawing ability of driving into an opponent.
I feel like I was in a game. It was worse feeling ever. I'm tired.
And with the med ball slams, it's really just a core movement. So we're really trying to, it's an explosive dynamic effort towards the core. I like to envision just slamming an opponent down on the ground, literally. And then incorporated with that, we had front squat to an overhead press. It's just a front chain loading and anterior chain loading, weight resistance. And we're just going into a deep front squat and an overhead press. So really just taking a weight and then accelerating an overhead. To better correlate that to a field of play of rugby, it would have to be a significantly heavier weight. But for the style of training we were doing today, that just wouldn't have worked. The final one, that was definitely the finisher. That one was a bruiser. So what we were doing is we're incorporating an aerobic capacity with, I think it was roughly 220 yards of just sprints, just to start with, down and back, 30-yard intervals. And then we would go to a PVC, so we'd go right into a dip, and then flip over a core contraction to a deficit push-up. And then again, we were doing med ball burpees. So it's just a full body contraction with the med ball, just adding a 10-pound resistance. And then same thing, really taking an immovable object from the ground and accelerating an overhead using your entire body. And then the box jumps, that was just good ankle flexion and calf extension to just get some, to quote unquote, that was your rest period, even though you're constantly moving, jumping over the box.
Oh, sorry, man.
No matter how big, physical, strong, fast you are, if you don't have the real drive of the endurance effort to really even last the game, none of your skills matter. And then on the contrast, you could have all the endurance in the world, but if you don't have those skills to piece everything together to really make the tackle, to take a hit, to the hand-eye coordination, the ball skill.
We worked out for 8 minutes for each section. There were 3 sections. 8 minutes simulating a game, which is 7 minutes a half. So we played pretty much 3 halves of rugby.
Carl and Isles, okay? He had the most reps in every drill, okay? Systematically all the way through. Again, hell of a job, guys.